Hey everybody, I'm Joe Pro, and I'm joined here today by my good friend, Mr. Robert. How are you doing, Robert?
I'm doing really good, Joe. How you been, man?
I'm doing great. I'm glad I can have you on the show today to talk about everyone's favorite thing, Nintendo at E3. We'll get to talk about some of the announcements, talk about the overall direct. Were we disappointed or appointed? Terrible joke. So anyways, we'll definitely be going through that topic by topic. In the meantime, I do want to let you guys know we have not seen the Smash Invitational yet. We have not seen day Wednesday or day Thursday of E3. So anything that happens after the direct, we don't know about that because, we're recording this in the past. So, but we will be talking about everything from the direct and talking about our input on this. So, Robert, you want to talk real briefly, just like 30 seconds about you, like what's your favorite Nintendo games, and tell us a little bit about, I don't know, just how you like Nintendo, I guess.
So hi, my name's Robert. You can find me on my brand new YouTube channel that I've started up called Rocket Man Olsen. Gonna be posting video game related content there. So I've played a lot of Smash Brothers. Super Smash Brothers is by far my favorite series, which I know that your previous guest on here was also a huge fan of.
Yeah, Dynamite Penguins likes that a lot.
Yeah, so I've played a lot of that. The first video games I ever played were Nintendo games. It was Donkey Kong Country and Super Mario World. And, I met Joe when we were in high school, and when we both found out we were huge Nintendo fans. The friendship blossomed from there.
Oh yeah,
actually.
The friendship was groomed by Smash Brothers. All right, so let's go and get started with these with this kind of informal review with the big juggernaut of the direct. It was the last thing they talked about, but they talked about it for more than half the time. Super Smash Brothers Ultimate for the Switch. Robert,
Yes.
Start us off. What do you think? Are you excited? What are your first thoughts? How much do you hate Ridley?
Okay, yes, for the record, I wasn't super psyched that Ridley got announced, just because I know a lot of people have been asking for it. And they've done it in a very immature way. Now, those who wanted Ridley and were very mature about it, I'm happy for you. But I just can't be super psyched about that guy. Overall, though, I do gotta say, I'm really excited for the Super Smash Brothers to have what looks like every single character and stage.
Yeah, hopefully every stage.
Hopefully every stage, yeah. But, to have all of that on the go with me wherever I want with my Nintendo Switch, that's gonna be unreal. I'm gonna be like locking eyes with people in the street, and I'm just gonna pull out my Switch and it's gonna go down. Especially just because I've played a lot of competitive Smash, and so of course the directional air dodges got me super excited. But just to see like where this goes and the meta of it is gonna be fun to watch, and the freaking invitational, I can't wait for that.
Oh, I'm so excited. I can just imagine you walking down the street and you see someone making a face at you, and you just look at him and you like slowly pull your Switch out, and you're like, are you also a Smasher or Smasher?
Yeah, I get trapped in a dark alleyway and someone pulls a knife to me, tells me to give them their money, and I pull out a Switch, and they're like, oh no,
let's be friends, let's play. Turns out he's a Ridley player.
Yeah,
most likely.
I'll take him out. I don't give a gosh dang.
But no, I agree. Ridley, I'm surprised that Sakurai went with it. Like, I was kind of expecting in the cinematic, like, he was going to make you think it was Ridley, and then we're going to turn and, like, see Crash Bandicoot just, like, twirling around there on top of Mario.
Mario freaking died in that. I know Mega Man's a robot, but Mario got straight up impaled. Mario's dead. Yep. The franchise is dead. Odyssey was the last game. Rest in peace.
And then Link in the gameplay engine was, like, stabbed by Ridley through the heart.
Took a nap forever.
That was rough, but... overall, Ridley looks cool. He's very small, a lot smaller than we saw him in Brawl, but, Ridley's a guy, right?
And in Smash 4.
Is it safe to say Ridley's a guy?
Ridley's a girl? I'm pretty sure Ridley's a dude.
Okay.
Pretty sure. If not...
We haven't, checked fully with an investigation or anything, but for the most part, it seems like Ridley's most likely a guy. You heard it here first. What
about you? What were your thoughts on it?
Yeah, so I really... I love Smash Brothers, and I'm a little bit surprised, like, this one seems more like Smash 4 than I thought it would. There's definitely some lighting improvements, some rendering improvements. They're changing a little bit of stuff about the movesets and the characters and some of the different game mechanics, and it's so great that we're going to have every character. Like, when I saw Snake, I was like, wow, they're bringing Snake back? That pretty much means that anyone is fair game to bring back. And so, yeah, definitely Really excited to see the full game, and I'm sure we'll get some more new fighters, new challengers over the next few months, maybe even tonight in the Invitational. We'll see. I'm still hoping that we could see Rayman at some point, or it seems like Waluigi's a no-go, but maybe Girahim or King K. Rool, because you can always use some more villains in Smash Brothers because we have like 5. But yeah, I mean, honestly, it looks like it's going to be a great continuation of the series, and being able to play it on the go and play it with up to 7 friends. I'm a little bit surprised by the release month is December, which makes sense. A lot of people thought it was September because that's when the online is beginning to be paid.
Oh yeah, but it's right before the holidays, so that'll be everyone Christmas shopping, getting Nintendo Switches, getting new Smash.
Oh yeah, the Switch is gonna sell really crazy because so many people never played Smash 4, and so finally, like, they're gonna have access to a game that's very similar to Smash 4, and it's right before the holidays, and everyone's gonna be buying one.
I mean, people buy Nintendo consoles just for that one game alone. They'll drop $360 just to play one game because it's such a big deal.
Yeah. What did you think of the new Splatoon stage?
The new Splatoon stage looks great. That looks like it's going to be... it's kind of weird with the ramps. I thought it was cool, but I don't know how they're going to do ramps.
It's like, how do you navigate to the bottom?
Do you have to go diagonal down? Yeah, I didn't
everywhere.
get that. One thing that I think might have been overlooked, but I was really happy about, was the fact you were unlocking characters. Something that's been great about Smash Brothers to me is I love that feeling of unlocking a character when a new challenger approaches. And so the fact that we're starting with the original 8 or 12 or whatever, and then and then we have to go and unlock like everyone, that just brought me back to the good old Nintendo 64, Nintendo GameCube days where you had to unlock characters. And I mean, I don't know, I don't really see too much of that anymore. It seems like they throw everything out at you and say, all right, play the game. You either unlock like a cosmetic or a new part for like your car or weapon, but to get new characters, that's such a rewarding feeling. It makes me so happy.
Yeah, that's super exciting. So do you think, like, where do you think Smash Brothers goes from here? We kind of talked about this off microphone earlier, but like, as far as Sakurai is concerned and the series is concerned, do you think the next console after the Switch in like 6 years will still have a Smash Brothers, maybe kind of a soft reboot? How do you think that'll work?
Yeah, so with Sakurai, I know that he's had a history of going on record saying he hates making sequels to games. He likes to constantly be original, and also, as we've seen with Smash Brothers, he likes to constantly push himself. I mean, you have it where when Olimar gets hit, his helmet cracks, but then like it's okay again. He just really wants to show off like the.
Well, thank God he's okay after that.
I know
that would be tragic. You just see him choking to death on the
Olimar freaking dies.
Spirit train. He's just like.
Yeah, so this has to be, I feel like this has to be Sakurai's last game. I thought Smash 4 was going to be, I thought that was his finale, but the fact that now he's got all of the characters he's ever added into the game, hopefully all the stages, because we still don't know about that, like, this is where Sakurai can finally, like, stand on top of the summit and look at the view and be like, I'm done here, and walk away. Now, as for Smash Brothers, the series, and Nintendo itself, I think Nintendo would be fools to not make another Smash Brothers game. I just don't think we'll see the same quality out of the next Smash Brothers if Sakurai isn't the one heading it.
Yeah, I can agree with that. So, yeah, I mean, that pretty much, like, sums up, I guess, our opinions of what we've seen so far. I mean, there's so much to talk about, but we have other games to talk about besides Smash Brothers. I kind of wanted to close this section with talking about like what our maybe like 3 hopes are for this game, that things that haven't been revealed yet. So I'll go ahead and start with mine, I guess, or at least a few of them. So like the big one for me, obviously, is some type of single player content like Subspace Emissary and Brawl. If there was some type of adventure mode, even more like Melee's mode, I think that would be really cool. And then if you could unlock characters and stages through that and have some nice cutscenes and things like that, I feel like that's something that probably won't be in the game, but it'd be really cool if it was there. So that's my first one. Do you have anything in mind that you really want?
I want a really big music selection between stages. I don't know why, but I really like listening to certain songs while I play. Certain songs kind of put me in a better zone. I've noticed when I go to Smash Brothers tournaments, if I'm listening, I mean, obviously I can always just put in my earbuds and listen to whatever I want. But whenever I'm at a Smash Brothers tournament and I'm listening to my own music, I perform like significantly better than if I'm just listening to whatever's going on the screen. So having just that option of all these different like possible songs or remixes that they'll have in the background. I mean, because we heard.
Yeah, Isle Delfino was at the castle.
Yeah, and it sounded really good.
Great, yeah.
Really good. So that's one of mine.
So that'd be really cool if you could mix around anything that you want. You could have like, they could even just have it where you could put anything. Like you're playing on a freaking Metroid level and it's got like a little.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, just like got some Super Mario World music or something.
Oh, that'd be great.
Be
Yeah,
hilarious.
definitely.
So for my second thing is the I love the idea of having the clone characters basically like Dark Pit be like a secondary and Echo. There's the word Echo. And so I'd love to see some more Echoes, such as possibly Paper Mario as an Echo of Mario, even though they'd be kind of different, but maybe you could still make it work. I kind of thought earlier like Waluigi would be possibly an Echo for Wario, but I guess that's not going to happen because he's a little assist trophy again, but
he's real tall.
But it opens up a lot of possibilities because now they can add characters more easily than they used to.
Yeah, definitely.
So I'm hoping for more Echoes would be my second wish.
Yeah, I would say for my second wish, I think it would be really cool if the costumes that we got were more of references to previous titles. I love downloading mod packs for Super Smash Brothers, and like it's I thought it was really cool that Mario gets his wedding outfit and his builder outfit, but I think it'd be cool if they took it one step further and you were just having characters. It'd save me the trouble of having to mod the game every time I wanted to play with that certain skin. Yeah. But like I really like whenever they reference back to the roots of the characters, and it's kind of nice remembering that Nintendo as a company hasn't forgotten where all of these characters have come from and what's gotten them here. It's a nice little reminder for me and probably for Nintendo themselves.
Yeah, and I guess my third thing real quick is just Rayman. I think that Rayman would be such a cool character to put in there, and Nintendo's been so close with Ubisoft lately that now that he wasn't at E3, I feel like it's not going to happen, but you never know, it might, and I think that he'd be a natural fit. Of course, I'd like to see Crash in there too, and I thought that was going to happen, but if it was up to me, I'd prefer Rayman over Crash.
Yeah. So. My last wish, besides get rid of Ridley, is it's not gonna happen, and it makes me so sad. I really wanted Bandana Waddle Dee in the game bad.
That'd be cool too.
I mean, because he's that playable fourth character in the Kirby games. You've got the first three playable characters, and he's just such a cool guy. Why couldn't we get him? Yeah, it's gonna haunt me forever.
Yep, that and Ridley. But hey, you got Ice Climbers back. So.
Yeah, Ice Climbers was nice to see.
That's something. All right, let's move on to our next topic. And so the next thing that I want to talk about really briefly is Fortnite. You either love it or you hate it. There's a lot of people that hate it and don't want it anywhere near the Switch. I personally like Fortnite. It's a free game. It's good to download. You don't have to put any money into it, and it's finally on the Switch, so you can play it anywhere, play it online, or I think eventually they're going to have some type of local co-op or local versus mode. So you haven't played Fortnite before, but you're planning on downloading that. It's downloading right now, I think. Yeah. So what are your thoughts on that? Are you happy it's coming to Switch?
If you don't like it, don't play it. I've never played Fortnite before, but I have seen a lot of TeamSpeak moments with kids or whatever, and that's freaking annoying. I'm just gonna mute everything except for my teammates, but I'm actually kind of looking forward to playing Fortnite. It looks like a lot of fun. I used to be big into Minecraft survival games when that was at its peak. Back when I was like 14 or 15, I'd get on and play with my brothers. So I'm welcoming Fortnite to the Switch. I mean, we knew it was coming, so
yeah,
time to soak it in.
Definitely, it's a huge game reveal, and the fact that it came out today, and it's the biggest game in the world right now. So it can't hurt to have it on there, and then maybe now some kids that didn't want to get Switch because of that might get it now. Now they talked about Pokemon again a little bit. We already kind of knew everything that they said, but as a little refresher, and of course we got the real one, the real RPG Pokemon coming out in 2019. Yep. I don't think they mentioned that in the Direct, but that's something we already knew. We got to see a little bit of Reggie though. Around that time, which was pretty good to get a little bit of the Reginator in there. And then so let's go back to the beginning of the Direct. They started it with some really surprising games, and we were like, what is going on right now?
Yeah, Demon X Machina, right?
Yeah, like really Japanese type games. So you had Demon X Machina. I think they showed the Xenoblade expansion pass towards the beginning, and and then some other games, and then they went into some indie games soon after that, kind of showed some quick stuff like Overcooked 2, which looks great.
Tim will like that.
And then there was one that you mentioned that you really liked that I think was coming out today. Which one was that? Was that Killer Queen Black or one of
Hollow
the
Knight.
other ones? Hollow Knight.
Hollow
There we
Knight's
go.
coming out. I never got my hands on Hollow Knight, but I've seen like such high praise for it. I own a Mac, and that's how I do all my editing. So console gaming is the only time I get to do it, and also I own primarily Nintendo stuff, unless my brother lets me borrow his PlayStation. So this is really nice that I'll finally get to play Hollow Knight. I've been looking forward to it. It's a Metroidvania, but it looks like the control... I feel like what I'm excited for most is the control and feel of Hollow Knight. He just looks like he's so easy to move with and use. But yeah, what did you think about it when you saw it?
Yeah, it looked cool. I don't really know anything about the game, but it's something that I might be, willing to look at a little bit further, maybe try out. And it was the one that was also released today, right?
Yep.
So that's pretty cool. Definitely a big thing because, there's going to be a lot of gamers that just want to play something new today since it is E3 season. So awesome. And then now you're a big Fire Emblem fan, so you'll be able to speak of Fire Emblem Three Houses a little bit better than me. Personally, I thought it looked really great. It's not like super detailed. It's not as pretty as, some other more like high fidelity games, but the art style is really cool. And so I loved seeing that. And the gameplay definitely looked different than the last few 3DS games did. And so I think that might be something to definitely pay attention to. And it looks a little bit, to me, it looked a little bit more hardcore than what I played of like Awakening. But you might be able to speak more to that.
Yeah, this game is definitely, it looks like it's geared toward the old school Fire Emblem fans. If you look at it, there wasn't like any of the dating sim stuff. It looked like it didn't, because that's a huge issue that a lot of old school Fire Emblem fans have had with the series, is that, they're just turning into a dating sim where you date all the cute anime girls. And while that was what partially got me into the series...
Yeah, don't lie.
Yeah, well, that was what partially got me into the series. Like, I saw where they were coming from. You don't... It's kind of like, you don't want stuff being, like, thrown into your game that's going to bring in a cancerous fan base or a fan base that maybe you don't want. But, yeah, I think they didn't show that. It looked really stiff. Like, the movements of the characters, nothing looked like it really flowed too well. It gave me a weird Fire Emblem Radiant Dawn or Path of Radiance. The one for the GameCube with Ike. I know that there was like two with Ike. But the one for the GameCube, it kind of reminded me of that. Just because, I don't know, it looked nothing impressive, I gotta say. It wasn't a very impressive looking game from what I saw. Compared to what we saw today.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely kind of weaker in the looks department, but with the strategy, and now it looks like we got formations where we're gonna have much more advantageous formations, and there's probably gonna be like a formation triangle or whatever along with the weapon triangle.
Well, it's not like Fire Emblem has ever looked as good as like I don't know, like Pikmin or something. Like, it's not really the type of game that they go for like visual detail.
And that's also because the recent ones have been on 3DS.
That's true too.
That doesn't really help its cause. But it looks neat. I may or may not pick it up depending on what I'm occupying myself with. One of the games that we'll get to later, I'm probably planning on investing a good amount of time into. But yeah, it looks cool. I would be willing to try it out and see what I think of it.
So now this game, Fire Emblem, comes out in spring of 2019, and that was really the only big game that they talked about that was 2019. I see the Demon X Machina is also 2019, but for the most part, they were all 2018 games, and I was reading that Bill Trinen was saying that is why Metroid Prime 4 and whatever else we were expecting. Yoshi.
Pikmin.
Not Pikmin, since that wasn't like officially confirmed,
right.
But yeah,
Animal
he's
Crossing,
specifically
right?
Animal Crossing. Because that hasn't been officially confirmed either. No. Oh yeah, it's Bayonetta 3, Pokemon, and Metroid Prime 4. Those are all late 2019 games, and so they didn't want to talk about them yet. Animal Crossing and Pikmin were completely absent. I'm super, super sad about Pikmin because I want it so bad, and you're super, super sad about Animal Crossing and Pikmin because you want them so bad. And if Pikmin had been there, it would have really made me like the Direct more. But so we would have to assume that all those games are at least like a year and a half away, and we'll see them next E3. Are you disappointed by that? And do you think it was a mistake? Do you think they should have at least shown some of those? I personally think they should have at least put together like a story trailer for Prime 4. They didn't have to show gameplay. They could have done like a cinematic. I assume, well, and I know that's not really Nintendo's style, but I think that would have been really cool.
First off, I'd like to know where Shigeru Miyamoto is.
Yeah,
he seems like he's missing in action recently. We haven't seen a lot of him or his face or what he's doing, and especially since he's the head of Pikmin, that probably explains why Pikmin isn't here. I think if we see Shigeru's face again...
we know Pikmin's not far behind.
Yeah, then I think we'll know that Pikmin is soon to come. I mean, I think what Nintendo's doing is they're going to stick to games that are going to release either within the year or early next year before the next E3. I think that puts them at a good cycle, keeps them constantly pumping out new announcements. Because, you know, you always hate it when you turn on E3 and you're like, what's the hype stuff that they're going to talk about? And then half of it is, oh, remember this game that we showed last year? Well, here it is again. It should be coming out either later this year or early next year. And you're like, yeah, but I already saw that game.
And that's what Sony is getting a lot of flack for, is that they had a great showing of great games like Last of Us Part 2 and Spider-Man. And it's more about like their deliverability, their presentation skills at the conference. But then even bigger than that, the big problem people have is that all the games they showed, people already knew about. We already knew about Spider-Man and Last of Us. And so I think Nintendo's wise to try to just talk about things in the next year. And then, you know, maybe next spring or at E3 next year, we'll find out more. Definitely, I mean, Animal Crossing and Pikmin have to be down the line somewhere, because it's been far too long since those games came out.
Always giving us something new to talk about, so we appreciate it. We'll take it.
Yeah, definitely. Always so much to talk about with Nintendo, for sure. So let's go ahead and talk about possibly, well, definitely my favorite announcement from the Direct, and something that I saw it coming right before it happened.
That was really cool.
They're playing a game, and we're like, what the heck's this? And all of a sudden I'm like, I bet it's Mario Party. And they were acting all serious about it because, you know, it can just ruin friendships all the time. So I have here in a press release some more information, too. It says, inspired by the original Mario Party board game play. The beloved series is coming to Nintendo Switch with new minigames and playstyles that make use of the Joy-Con controllers. Super Mario Party includes features like character-exclusive dice blocks that add depth to player strategy.
Oh, thank you, Lord.
Up to 4 players take turns rolling the dice and individually race across the board searching for power stars.
Thank you!
It's great. In Toad's Rec Room, new gameplay links 2 games and 2 Nintendo Switch systems for side-by-side fun, which is what we see in the trailer as well. So it looks like that's an extra mode, which is where it should be.
That was what you were afraid of.
Yeah, that way, in case you don't have a friend that has a Switch, you'll be okay. And then the game launches October 5th, which is very soon.
So cool.
So I have like 3 or 4 games between mid-September and beginning of October that I'm excited for. That one, Spyro, and Spider-Man. So it's going to be a great month there of gaming. And yeah, I'm stoked for this because I love Mario Party. But the last few obviously haven't been great. You're stuck in a car the whole time.
They were heartbreaking.
Yeah, so how excited are you to play this, and like just kind of what are your general thoughts on the revival of Mario Party?
Well, this is the game I was talking about putting a lot of time into. I always find myself coming back to the older Mario Parties whenever I pull out my Nintendo 64 or my Nintendo GameCube. It's always one of those games, you know? I mean, because a lot of people, and I would agree, I would say like the last good Mario Party was 7. And then 8 brought in like the motion controls and it got weird and people didn't like that one. So this game coming back, I mean, because sometimes I'll just go on and I'll just play mini games that I really like. Like I love the 2 versus 2 Pizza Pizza from Mario Party 3,
yeah, so
or like
good.
the Toadstool Titan from 3. Like I'll just go on and I'll play those and I'll just see what I can do, how much fun I can have with it. And again, with the Nintendo Switch being this thing I can carry with me anywhere, now I have all these awesome Mario Party minigames at my disposal.
Now you can carry a party in your pocket.
Yeah, there you go.
That should have been the slogan right there.
There's a party in my pocket. There's a party in my pants.
Pants, yeah, well, because it wouldn't really fit in your pocket so much.
You're right.
But or your backpack, or
shove it down the front of my shorts.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, what did you think about it?
Yeah, just like what you were saying, is that now you can bring it anywhere with you, and you already have 2 Joy-Con there, and so pretty much anywhere you can start having a party with somebody. And you know, if they come over, you play it on your TV. If they also bring their Switches, then you can play the little Toad's Rec Room mode, and there's a lot of opportunity for it. It doesn't look like there will be anything online play, which is fine because it's more of a local type of game anyways. But I've been saying for a while, I think the way they should do Mario Party is instead of having like several Mario Parties that come out a few years apart, is that instead just have like one for every like 5 years. And you can have like DLC for it, you can add stuff to it, and it should be like a platform, just like how Smash Brothers and Mario Kart are, where you have one per console. You don't put like 3 Smash Brothers on one console, and I know they haven't really done that with Mario Party since GameCube, so I guess that's kind of already a thing that they're doing, is one per system. But I do like that they're getting rid of the numbers and they're just calling it Super Mario Party, as if it's like the best, most complete one yet.
It's now reborn,
and it's kind of like a soft reboot as well, and we're finally getting out of that stupid car and getting to get competitive again.
Yeah, thank goodness.
It's about time.
It now would be the time to take that picture from Mario Party 10 with Donkey Kong where it says very hard and he's got his thumb up, he does like the thumbs up, and underneath this is very hard. That's how I felt watching Super Mario Party revealed.
Very happy about that. So I'll definitely upload our initial raw reaction of that at some point here in the next 24 hours for you guys to see if you'd like. So keep an eye out for that, because that was one of our best reactions besides Smash Brothers. So that's pretty much everything for the Direct. That's all the big stuff. Like we said earlier, there was no Yoshi, which is surprising. It might be delayed to 2019, it looks like. And yeah, overall, I mean, it was a good Direct, not amazing. Smash Brothers obviously stole the show. Super excited for that. Can't wait to get my hands on it. I wish there was a demo today, but I can't help but feel a little bit disappointed by the Direct just because there wasn't at least Animal Crossing or Pikmin or Metroid. I wish there had been at least one of those, but that just means next year we might get all 3. And on top of that, by then we could see 2D Zelda or a Paper Mario or something.
That would push them over the top.
I don't want to give up hope, but I'm saying we could see like 2 of those next year. Not all 5. That would be crazy.
But just 2 big games like that would be huge for them.
Another thing we were missing, and they might reveal this later this week, is Mario Odyssey DLC. We have not seen... They did not announce any DLC for Odyssey, but you got to figure that's coming at some point.
It seems like, I mean... Because even games like ARMS, where the player base has kind of been very weak, they've still been released. Like, they're pretty supportive with the DLC packs. They don't just give you like one batch of DLC and then they're done. They did that with ARMS. They did that with Splatoon. We should be seeing another Mario Odyssey. Like,
even Breath of the Wild and Kingdom Battle, Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle has DLC, and so I can't imagine that Odyssey wouldn't when Odyssey is very, very popular.
Definitely.
So. But what are your overall thoughts on the Direct as we're closing up here?
Again, being a huge Smash Brothers fan, it definitely lays well with me. Not a lot of new characters, but that's okay, because I basically have the summary of an entire series wherever I want it. So I'm gonna definitely, if I had to like give it a grade, it would definitely be a B, just because I love that series so much, man.
Yeah, that's fair. I would also put it around a B, and yeah, I agree. Smash, it just looks great, and the fact that you'll be able to play from anything of the series history is really awesome. So I cannot wait for that.
Yeah, and I mean, what was really cool about it, which I was expecting, is like Smash Brothers. It's pretty much going to be the best looking game it can be on each generation. I mean, obviously not N64, but on GameCube, Melee looked, I would argue, the best. You had Brawl looked the best on the Wii, in my opinion. I think Smash 4 was like the best looking game, even though Wii U had some pretty nice looking games.
Wind Waker HD was pretty
Wind
great.
Waker HD was pretty good.
It's on like a whole nother level.
Yeah, but it's
all right, cool. Wait. Well, you know how we should celebrate the announcement of Smash Brothers? I think we should go play some Smash Brothers.
Yeah, I'm totally down for some Smash Brothers.
We'll talk to you guys later. Thank you so much, Mr. Robert, for joining me today.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Joe Pro.
I'm going to go put on some Zero Suit Samus and Terry up now, okay?
Yeah, good luck.
All right, see you guys later. Bye-bye.
Bye.